popping, everybody? We all want to ride. Got to ride a little bit, you know. About to go over somewhere. So, your boy decided to bring a bike today. And, I'm excited because, you know, I don't, nowadays I don't get to ride my bike as much as I used to when I first got this thing. So, I'm very happy anytime I'm on the bike. Now, today, we have a video for you guys on YouTube, as you can see, as you're watching, about what is the best starting bike. Best starting bike. That's a question that literally every moto vlogger gets, and they do a video on it. So I'm just copying the trend, but instead, in my opinion, just like every other moto vlogger, you know, give their opinion on certain topic that frequently gets asked a lot. So my opinion on a first bike. So you're young, or maybe you're old, who knows, and you're on your way to get your first motorcycle, or you're thinking about getting your own motorcycle, right? Your very first bike, and you like sport bikes. You don't like none of the slow, rumbling and slow as fuck Harleys, you know, nothing like that. You like the sporty, you like the cool, high-speed shit. So start looking online, and then you see all these fucking descriptions about, oh, 600, oh, this clutch, oh, 1000, oh, GSXR, R1, R6, K5, K7, what else? Fucking Kawasaki CX-6R, CX-10R, CX-14R, GSXR fucking Hayabusa 1300, you know, and you're like, what the fuck does this even mean, you know? So then you start doing your little research. You're like, okay, well, everybody's on Google is saying to start out on a 300 or 400 if you've never ridden a bike, blah, 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 right? In my opinion, anybody can start on any bike. Literally, you could fucking go and buy a goddamn H2R. Are you probably gonna crash it because you've never ridden a bike in your life? Yeah. Are you running the chance of possibly dying? Yeah, but at the end of the day, one, it's really what the fuck you want. Nobody can tell you otherwise. I'm just here to tell you why you shouldn't buy an H2R or like some crazy Hayabusa or ZX14 or Ducati Pinnacle V4R or V4S or S1000, M1000, whatever the fuck you want to call them, or whatever you prefer, right? The reason why is, one reason that I always ask somebody when they tell me, oh, I want to get a bike, what do you think is the best, like, first bike to get? The number one thing that I always ask them is, have you ever ridden, period? As far as a dirt bike, maybe, I don't know, a moped, whatever the fucking thing is. Have you ever ridden something on two wheels with a clutch, or not even a clutch, just two wheels and a fucking motor with a wrist throttle? The reason why I ask that is because it's not hard to start on any bike. The only hard part, in my opinion, again, is wrist control. What I mean by wrist control is being able to do this, you know, and being able to control that. Not just getting on it and just maxing it and fucking whiskey throttling into whatever the fuck is in front of you, right? So, like I said, it's just, to me personally, it would be all about your wrist control, right? So, have you ever ridden a bike, right, period, moped, whatever, it doesn't matter, 80cc, it doesn't matter. And if they say no, then I'm like, all right, in my opinion, you should probably start out on a 400, maybe a 600, if you're just naturally able to adapt to things. In that matter, I naturally adapt to a lot of shit very quickly. When I first got my first ever dirt bike, first ever bike period, first ever clutch thing with a fucking motor under my legs and two wheels, which was a 2009 RMZ 250. The first time I ever had that thing, you know, of course I don't know about bikes, I don't know about the throttle control, I don't know about not holding on to the bars, like fucking insanely tense. So I didn't know about all that stuff, so I was learning as I went. But the thing is, I picked up on it very quickly because I used to watch videos. I used to watch YouTube videos of people riding. I used to stumble upon, you know, how to ride, how to this and that. So in my head, I had an idea of like, okay, well, this works this way from what I've listened and I've seen on videos. This works this way, right? This worked this, whatever, right? So when I was on my RMZ, I got to learn a lot, you know? I got to learn that if you fucking death grip your throttle, you will go flying into whatever the fuck is in front of you. You won't go left or right unless you turn your head. You will directly go to where you want to fucking go, or wherever you're looking. So that's how I learned. I never crashed my RMZ as a beginner. I crashed it once when I was riding. I was in the trails and I fucking hit a tree, whatever. That's another story for another video. But so yeah, so they say no, I've never ridden anything. Okay, cool. Get a 400, maybe a 600, depending if you can adapt to it. That's what I mean by if you're easily able to adapt, or as I like to say, if you're athletic. If you're overall athletic, as in you can pick up any sport right now that you've never played in your life, but you have a concept of how it's played, and you actually do pretty decent as a beginner, then yeah, I recommend you should get a 600. Because if you're that type of person like me, you will get so tired of a 400 so quickly, like it's not even funny. You will literally get like fucking sleepy driving a 400, in my opinion. I could get on my RMZ right now and like full throttle from first all the way to fucking fifth or fourth, whatever the fuck, how many ever gears he has, because I never was able to identify that. Maybe he has 6, who knows. But literally just max risk the whole thing and like yawn at the same time, because it's so boring. Unless I'm on the trails, you know, then it's a little sketchy. But like that's what I mean. When you buy a 400, that's a street legal bike. You're not going to be on the trails, so doing 80 miles per hour is going to get boring real fucking quick. So in my opinion, if you're overall athletic, go ahead and get a fucking 600 and learn. Take it easy. Don't fucking follow other people's dumb fucking ideas or follow their lead when you're trying to ride with them. You know, do it at your own pace. Learn on your own. Now, if you tell me, hey, I've never ridden a bike and I am not athletic, then I'll be like, all right, go for a 400. That's I can't tell you to get something else, because then you might die. Now, let's say I talk to somebody and they're like, yo, what's the first street bike I could get, blah, blah, blah. I actually been riding dirt bikes for like a year or two. I have a 125 or I have a 250, whatever, 450. Then I'm like, get a fucking 600 or get a 1000 if you want, or get whatever the fuck you want, to be honest. Because at the end of the day, you mastered the control of the wrist. You mastered that smoothness of not death gripping it, not knowing how much to give it, pretty much. So therefore, you shouldn't have a problem. Because the only difference between, in my opinion, again, before I get fucking butchered, between a 600, a 1000, a 400, whatever, is the throttle response, literally. A 1000 doesn't forgive you. Neither does a 600, but it's a little bit less aggressive than it would be on a 1000. So a 1000 doesn't forgive for shit. 1000 does not give a fuck about you or who the fuck is riding. It'll do what you ask it to do on demand, on the spot, within seconds. So a 600 is almost the same, but like half of it was cut off. So like if I'm on high RPMs and I max my wrist, my bike will move and it will respond pretty quickly. If I'm in 6th gear and I'm at like 9,000 and I crank the wrist, I'm not going nowhere till I get up to like 11 and a half, and the power band starts kicking in, and then I start really catching speed. But it's still not forgiving. A 600 or 1000, in my opinion, or like anything above a 600, it's where it starts getting like non-forgiving, where It's there. It's there when you demand it, and it's there within seconds of you demanding it. So that's my point of view on what's your first bike. Now, in conclusion to all this shit, like I've been jibbing and jabbering about all of it, at the end of the day, you get whatever the fuck you want. Because that's you. That's your bike, that's your money, that's whatever the fuck the case is, that's what you want. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you, oh, don't get this, don't get that. The only thing I'm trying to do is help you so you don't make a mistake in your life that sets you back really, really fucking bad. And then you're like, damn, I should have listened to that dumb fuck in the fucking YouTube video. But hey, that's all I gotta say. If you know, if you've ridden bikes before, if you know you're over athletic, and you know you can adapt to shit really quickly, or you've been riding for like a year or two, you know, dirt bikes or whatever, by all means, get whatever the fuck you want. But remember, there's always a fucking risk. Always. There's always a risk that you're running by hopping on one of these and getting on the street. Literally just pulling out of your fucking driveway, you automatically become a fucking target for all the dumb fuck ass drivers that are out here. So you just gotta keep that in mind and remember that when you're riding, you can enjoy it, but you can never lack off. But yeah, that's my opinion and my idea whenever somebody asks me, hey, what's a good bike that I should get? What should be the first bike that I get? I really like this one, I really like that one. Just know your limit. There's nothing wrong with knowing your limit. Alright? When I'm riding and I have like a big group and I know there's some badass motherfuckers that can ride in that group, I know who not to chase and who to chase. Because I gotta know my limit, if not I'm gonna get my ass killed. So just keep that in mind. Get whatever the fuck you want, but always keep that thought in mind, alright? Another thing, as far as brand, blah blah blah, it's all preference. I personally like my little K5 on the track any day over ZX6R or R6. Are they lighter? Are they better? Do they have crazy fucking things? Are they like track kings or whatever? Yes, 100%. But I feel so comfortable on this bike, dragging me, doing all the dumb shit, trying to drag elbow, which is a thing that I'm trying to do now, that I wouldn't pick any other bike over it, you know? I got comfortable on this bike. I've driven a ZX6R. I have not driven an R6, or at least a new R6 before, so I'm not sure how that feels. But as far as I know, this is the love that I have for this bike, and that's how I feel comfortable. I feel comfortable riding this bike. As far as brands for a new rider, I'd say, I don't know, what do you like the most? Because it's not, I mean, yeah, you want to be the fastest, yeah, you want to be the coolest, yeah, blah, blah, blah. But what do you like the most? Like, that's the point, in my opinion, that's the point of owning a bike, owning a car, you know, having a custom car, having a custom bike. It's about what the fuck you like. A lot of people let other people's fucking opinion and other people's fucking 2 cents get in the way of what they like. So just stay true to yourself. What the fuck do you like? Do you like a fucking ZX6R? Do you like an R6? Do you like a Gixxer 600? Like, or do you like an R1 or GSXR 1000, BMW, Ducati, whatever? Just get it. It is what it is. That's your life. Nobody else has to give a fuck. You're not paying for your bike. They're not paying for the mods that you're doing to your bike. So why the fuck should you give a fuck? You know? So just don't pay attention to other people, okay? Do what you want, do what you like, or get what you like, and have fun. Don't kill yourself. Do what you like, do what you love. Pick the right one that you want, alright? I'll catch you guys on the next one. Be safe and take care.